This Bible verse really stood out to me. Luke chapter 10, verse 24. And in this verse, Jesus is talking to his disciples, and he says, "For I tell you that many prophets and kings wanted to see the things you see, but didn't see them, to hear the things you hear, but didn't hear them." And it got me thinking, right? It's not that these prophets and kings necessarily were doing something wrong. It's just that God's perfect timing did not line up with when these people were alive. Because there's prophets in the Bible. There are kings in the Bible that God cares about, right? It's not that they were doing something terribly wrong. It's not that they didn't deserve to see these miracles, to see the Messiah. It's the fact that they lived in a different time than what lined up with God's perfect timing. And the reason this is standing out to me so much is I think there's a lot of Christians right now that are like, why can I not hear God's voice and other people can? Why have I not seen miracles and other people have? What am I doing wrong? What have I done to disappoint God or make him angry that he's not revealing these amazing things to me? And this verse is just a reminder that sometimes it's not that God isn't pleased with you or that you're doing something specifically wrong. It's the fact that God's perfect timing is not going to line up with exactly what we want, and that's okay. God knows what he wants his plan to be. God's timing is so important to how everything works out. Just because you're not seeing these amazing miracles or have these amazing testimonies that other people have doesn't mean that you're less important to God. Sometimes we want something, we want to see something, but God doesn't reveal it to us. Or maybe he does reveal it to us, but it's not in our timing, but his, and his is so much better. He has his reasons. Sometimes the answers aren't for us to know right away. Sometimes we'll never know the answers. In the book of Job, he doesn't know why he suffers. God knows that Job is a good man. And he knows that Job is doing the right thing. He uses Job as an example to the devil, saying, hey, this man is a man that I would literally vouch for, that you can do anything to him. He's not going to curse me. He's not going to. That is such an honor for God, the creator of the universe, to look at you and say, yeah, anything can happen to him or her. They're still going to be a good person. They're still going to do what I want them to do. And in the end, Job gets twice as much as he had before, but he directly asks God. He wants to know why this suffering is happening to him. He never knows why. He didn't know he was used as an example. He didn't know. But God knew. And basically at the end of Job, God says to him, do you know why this happens? Do you know why the lion does this? Do you know why the earth does this? Basically, I'm not quoting it exact because it's been a while. But I will say, basically what God is saying to Job is, you don't need to have the answers because I have the answers. And God does end up rewarding Job in the end. In the book of Esther, right? She frees these people. She's courageous. She does these amazing things. And it's clear in the book of Esther that God gave her this gift, that God gave her this strength. But we never see God mentioned in the book of Esther. We never hear God's voice. We never get a quote from God, nothing. Even though you don't hear from God directly in that book, even though God is not mentioned, you can feel that God is there. I think a lot of people's lives are like that. They might not hear a direct confirmation from God. They may want to hear his voice and not hear it. They may pray and feel like their prayers are going nowhere, but then they overcome something. They go through something. They come out on the other side, and guess who got them there? It was God. Guess who was there with them? It was God. Even if something is not clear, even if you can't hear something or see a miracle, it's not necessarily that you've done something wrong. It's the fact that God has a different plan. He has a different way that he wants to go about revealing something to you, or maybe something won't be revealed at all. But it doesn't mean that God does not love you or have a plan for you. And it doesn't mean that your trust is in vain or that he's forgotten about you. And God will speak when he wants to speak, and everything is according to God's will. And even if we don't know why something could be happening right now and we can't understand it, wrap our heads around it, we are human and he's in control and he knows why things happen and why things don't. So all we can do is trust in him. All we can do is read the word, trust in him, and pray about it. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to say about that. This verse just really jumped out at me. And I hope y'all have a good week, good weekend. Bye-bye.